Hey guys, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts. And as promised, I am coming back on to share the finished cards that I made with my mixed media panels that I made and shared yesterday. So I'm just going to jump right in here. So these are the two cards that I came up with. So obviously the red and the pink, and that is really washing them out. Hopefully when I hold them closer, you'll be able to see them a little bit better. But I did the exact same layout on both of them, but I used slightly different products because I felt like, this called for cooler colors and this called for a little bit warmer colors. So on the red card here, I will start with, so I showed you guys the music paper that I had crunched up and distressed yesterday. And on the what I did on both of them is the next piece that I added were a cotton specialty paper from Tonic. And for this card, it was the woven hide, which is kind of a white goldish color and looks like leather. And I don't know, it's really pretty. And then on the pink card, that piece is called Old Leather Armchair. It is definitely more of a yellow gold. There you can kind of really catch what color that is. And it's just really cool with all that texture. So those are the two specialty papers. And then, so you can see each of them has that layer. And then the next piece I cut out with this lace die from Sizzix. I use this top one here. And I cut that out of the Tonic Glazed Chestnut Pearlescent card. And let me give you it's a much darker brown than, of course, my lighting's washing it out. But that's one of my favorite pearl cardstocks that Tonic offers. So then on top of all of that, I did these hearts. So this is just a simple heart die cut. And I wanted the corrugated look, but I was feeling really lazy today. So I actually got out a very old school tool, and P is going to laugh her little tookus off at me. Uh, this is the old Fiskars crimper. This is one of the wider ones. But this is really great if you like that corrugated look, but you don't always want to deal with packaging, especially now since with COVID, we're all kind of throwing away our packaging. But I have just this little piece here, and you just literally stick it in there, squeeze the handle together, and then turn the little crank on the side, and out pops corrugated paper, basically. So I just cut that out of some scraps of craft colored cardstock that I had. And I die cut it first, and then I ran it through the crimper, and then I inked it because I wanted to catch the hills and valleys when I inked it. So I waited till I crimped it to ink it. And then both of them have sentiments that are 4 layers of, again, the craft colored cardstock, but the top layer on both of these is coated with gilding flakes. So on the red one here, hopefully you can see that, I used this one from Cosmic Shimmer, and it's this is my little sample piece on the top, but it's called Mulled Wine, and it has oranges, blues, greens, golds, browns. It's just beautiful. So when I show you all 8 cards, you'll see every one of these looks completely different because of the different colors it picked up. But to do that, to make my life easier, I used just a wide double-sided tape. This is my one from Elizabeth Craft. And I just put it on a piece of the craft cardstock again. And then I just literally, I did the gilding flakes over the whole thing. It was so much easier than trying to deal with these, all the little bits and pieces and edges. So I gilded it first, and then I die cut it. And it worked great because then I could position the die based on where I wanted to pick up the colors. So you can see just by these, like, they're stuck together, but you can see like the differences in coloring that I would get with each one of these. I love those gilding flakes, and they have a great arrangement, or a great array, words are hard, a great array of different mixes of gilding flakes with different colors, and they're just so much fun. And then the Love You is done with just regular gold Nuvo. This is my sample size. I actually got this in one of the card kits. I did open my full-size container of gold because I have the gold and the silver, I think, in the full-size containers. And I will tell you, when I opened that, it was crammed so full of the gilding flakes that it actually popped up and there was like a little mountain of gilding flakes in there. So trying to get them wrangled and back in, because these things are lighter than air. They are ridiculous. They go everywhere. They stick to everything. They have a beautiful effect, but they can be so messy. So if you ever buy the full-size containers of the Nuvo gilding flakes, just be aware when you open it, it's just gonna poop a little bit. So that was really fun. But you can see that that just has that burnished, textury gold, and again, the lighting is terrible, so it kind of, but you can see where some parts stay shiny and other parts are very matte, and I just love that. Nothing that you can put on that is gold looks the same as actually doing the gilding flakes or the gold leafing, because you get unpredictable textures, in my opinion. So, and then each one of these cards is finished off with Nuvo drops, of course. And on the burgundy cards, I used the vintage drops, which will dry matte. These aren't dry yet because I literally just finished. They're already starting to get a bit of a matte finish, but this one is called Vanilla Milkshake. And so it had more of a creamy peach texture or color, so I thought that would be good for those. And then for the softer color cards, I used the regular crystal drops, which will dry glossy. And this color is called Buttermilk. And you can kind of see, I always put a little drop on the top just so I can see what it actually dries like, because it's hard to tell from the bottle. So those are the cards. So now I will just show you guys just between the differences in the backgrounds, and especially on these ones with the mixture of the gilding flakes. Each one of these cards has just a wee bit different of a look and has its own unexpected textures. Like this one has a lot of the orange in the gilding flakes. So I put that one on the card that had like the most, it was the most grungy in my opinion. So they each have, like I said, their own little differences and different things that you see when you turn them in the light. So that is the for burgundy, and then here are here's the first one I showed, and then here's the next one of the pink, and then that one, and the last one. So I'm actually pretty proud of doing these. It was great to use up. They literally were just like 2/3 of a sheet of 12 by 12 paper that was just loose in the box that I had for Valentine's Day. But using those pieces and not being afraid that if I threw all those mixed media things on the background, you know, it was just a scrap. So I wasn't really cutting into anything new, and it just gave me the freedom to just get messy and play with them because, again, they were just little scraps. And I'm really proud of the fact that, you know, I got out and I used some of my specialty paper. I used this dye, which I had not used yet. You know, I used my Nuvo drops. I used my gilding flakes. I used, you know, the two Cuttlebug dyes for the words that I had never used. These had been in my stash for a long time and I'd never used them. So I'm really proud of, you know, the scraps of paper got me to use up a bunch of stuff I hadn't played with. And I got 8 cards out of it. So let me know what you guys think, and I will be back soon. I'm working on some masculine Valentine's Day cards, as well as some cleaner, cutesy ones for those of you who don't like this grungy look. But I needed to do something grungy and messy, and it was a lot of fun. All right, you guys, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.